Well, there is yet another article about Cathie Woods. Nothing new. She's a big name these days. But this one just really struck a nerve with me. And I want to throw it out there because, quite frankly, I'm getting a little sick and tired of all this Cathie Woods hype. Cathie Woods this, Cathie Woods that. And I 100% realize, Clay, you're jealous. You're a hater. What have you done compared to her? She's made a lot more money. She's made a lot more money for people. And I see all that, but I'd have to question that right off the get-go. Has she made money for people? As far as I'm concerned, she is not. Now, unrealized gains? Maybe. But until you tell people, until you actually change your tune and say, yeah, it's time to sell. Yeah, it's time to lock in profits. Yeah, it's time to actually get rid of things and lock in those gains, or in trading jargon, realize profits, then really you haven't made anybody anything. Because if all you keep telling people is buy, still bullish buy, still bullish hold, still bullish. Okay, well then that's not really, people are just going to keep holding then, right? People are just going to keep buying. Or nowadays, since a lot of the stocks that she's been talking about, all these kind of Kool-Aid, all these hype stocks have been pulling back, well, buy the dip. Well, pulled back some more, buy the dip. Pulled back some more, buy the dip. Does any of this sound familiar? So if I had taken Cathie Wood's name out of this and then just kind of, thrown, hey, there's such and such that is talking bullish. And then whenever prices pull back, buy the dip. Oh, it's still fine, buy the dip. Oh, it's still fine, buy the dip. What would that remind you of? A pumper. That's what pumpers do. Pumpers always talking up. Oh, it's starting to go down. Oh, okay, buy the dip. Oh, it's starting to go down. Okay, buy the dip. But then there's something else pumpers always do. When things get rough, when there's, money starts to show up as being not necessarily lost in the sense of a realized gain, but unrealized gains start to lower, maybe go red, and now you're looking at unrealized losses. What is something else that a pumper tends to do? Now, if you're brand new, you probably don't know how to answer this question, but if you've been around for a long enough period of time and you've noticed and you know exactly what I mean by a pumper, what is something else pumpers do? Well, they blame other people, right? When losses start to occur, they look to shift the blame anywhere they can. Now, of course, when they're making people money, well, yeah, because it's a great call. Well, yeah, it's on me. I'm a visionary. I saw this, that, and the other. But as soon as people start losing money, it's buy the dip. But if things keep dipping, then it's, well, let's start to blame other people. And that's what really struck the nerve with me here. And as far as I'm concerned, Cathie Wood's just a pumper. And for people that are new, just be a little careful of stuff like this when people just seemingly don't want to take responsibility for anything. So in this article, I'm sure you've already seen the title of it here, but ARK's Cathie Woods blames Elon Musk, ESG investors for recent crypto crash. So in other words, she's blaming somebody else, Elon Musk, and then she's just blaming other people for the crash. Now, why would she care about the crash? Well, let's just go through it real quick. ARK's investment manager founder, Cathie Woods, thinks she knows who's to blame for the recent plunge in cryptocurrency prices. So, why is she looking, again, to blame somebody because of with the crash? Well, because people are losing money now because of her, right? That's why she wants to explain the crypto crash, is because, well, people are losing money. Now, what she should have done is said, hey, listen, I'm a hedge fund manager. Hey, listen, I'm supposed to be really good at my job. Well, you know what part of your job is seeing different variables out there, understanding these variables. And one function of understanding them is how they could behave with one another, how they can behave as dominoes to potentially set up situations where things crash. So because if you're good, you know how those variables behave, well, then you can position yourself to either not get hit by the crash, to potentially profit from the crash, to potentially, a hedge fund, right? You are hedging risks. You are hedging. You are a money manager. You're supposed to manage money in a way where you see these variables. So that's fine. And then who does she blame? Who's to blame? Elon Musk and the ESG movement. So why are you losing money? Well, everybody else. I didn't factor enough. And like I said, if you don't know that Elon Musk can just shift the market with a tweet, then if you don't know that by now, you should probably not be managing other people's money. But she knows that. Yet, so why are you blaming him? You already knew that he was an unknown variable. So you're blaming something that you knew could. Do you see where I'm going with this? This is not shocking. It's not their fault that your people are losing money. It's your fault for not positioning their money in the best spot to potentially hedge against Elon Musk's tweets, to potentially hedge against the ESG movement. So speaking Thursday at CoinDesk Consensus 2021 conference, Wood said that a lot of institutional buying went on pause and that it was precipitated by the ESG movement and this notion, which was exacerbated by Elon Musk, that there are some real environmental problems with the mining of Bitcoin. So again, Cathie Woods, part of your job is to have recognized that, you know what, there could be a threat, there could be a risk that this ESG movement, that, crypto mining, Bitcoin mining presents maybe some environmental impact, and it could, that because of that environmental impact, now whether or not it's true or not, it's not the case. It's the perception that there could be some environmental impact. Because of that perception could turn into more of a reality. Again, whether or not it's true is not what's being debated, because the market doesn't care about what's true and what's not true. The market is all about perception, right? Forward looking. But you clearly must not have seen this, Cathie Woods. So instead of blaming these things, you need to be blaming yourself for not seeing how these perceptions could now behave like they're behaving right now, causing things to pull back, causing things to crash. And then you're stuck there saying, well, I know I said to buy up there, and I know it pulled back more, and I said to buy, and it kept pulling back, and I know I said to buy more. Okay, I can't keep saying just buy. I got to explain why all my buys keep looking really bad. Well, it's Elon Musk. It's ESG movement. No, that's just, can you just admit that all you want to say is find momentum stocks, find momentum sectors, and then you just behave as a pumper, and whenever anything pulls back, you just buy. And now it's starting to get rough for you, so Now people are exposing, or now people are, blaming other people. Let's see. So a lot of just talking about how, if you're not aware, Elon Musk said, hey, I'm going to, Bitcoin, because it's an environmental issue. And, all this goes on to say, so there we go. Elon probably got a few calls from the institutions, Wood said in CoinDesk interview, noting that BlackRock is Tesla's third largest shareholder. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink is focused on ESG and especially on climate change. Okay, so once again, if you knew that BlackRock was Tesla's third largest shareholder and that BlackRock was really focused on the ESG movement, so apparently you're implying here that, yeah, maybe BlackRock has some puppet strings attached to Elon Musk because they after all are the third largest shareholder in Elon's company. Okay, so if you knew all that, and you knew that this was a potential that they could start pulling puppet strings, and you knew what BlackRock's, opinion on things was, hey, they're all about the ESG movement. Okay, if you knew all that, then why didn't you position yourself in a way to hedge against this threat? You didn't. So instead of just blaming all of this, my question to you, Cathie Woods, is why weren't you better prepared on how to handle this situation if it happened, which it has happened? That's part of your job. As a hedge fund manager, as a money manager, you're supposed to be able to see these variables and then preparing. And I realize I'm repeating myself, but I really want to get this across. Is it's easy to sit here and blame. Oh, this is why this is. And I'm not saying she's wrong. That maybe that is why things are crashing. But why weren't you prepared for it as a hedge fund manager? That is your job, not to sit here in hindsight and say, well, this is why that happened. This is why this happens. And this is why, people are losing money. Okay, I guarantee you some people are making money because of what's going on right now. Because guess what? They had a better foresight than you. They're thinking a little bit more than just, let's find momentum stuff and just buy. Oh, buy the dip. Okay, now time to blame somebody else. So, and I should have noticed there, but ESG is just for the environmental, social, and governance. So that's just, and just themed to assets recent years as socially responsible investing. So that's basically what it is. This ESG movement is just socially responsible in the sense of environmental, social, and governance. So, this is not anything new. It's out there. She didn't quite see it, and that's okay. And like I said, if Cathie Woods was sitting here saying, it crashed because of this, that, and the other, and I just didn't quite see it. I wasn't quite prepared. I didn't quite have the strategic pieces in place, to either benefit from it, to maybe not be as hit as hard by it, then that's okay. I would applaud. Good job. You're being honest with your shareholders. You're being honest with people that are investing into your ETFs. Like, nobody's perfect. But to just sit there and blame, I'm sorry, but that's just not very impressive. And I don't know how people can be impressed by somebody that is just literally sitting there and like, no, it's their fault, it's their fault, it's their fault. Yeah, I'm not refuting that might be why things crashed, but you need to just say, yeah, that's why they crashed, and I just wasn't prepared for it. So like I said, had I taken Cathie Woods out of the title and, covered up all this and then just walk through the dynamics of imagine somebody that is always talking about, or that finds a bunch of things that are just Kool-Aid stocks, have a lot of momentum, and all they talk about is buying, buy the dip. And then when things keep dipping, they start to blame other people. What does that remind you of? Any like I said, anybody with even really just a shred of experience, like, oh, that sounds like a pumper, right? That just sounds like somebody that is out on social media, always talking about how great things are, buy the dip, and then when things keep dipping, because they don't want people to get mad at them, they start to blame other people. And yeah, you're right. That is how a pumper behaves. And this is exactly what's going on now in this article. I know I'm going to get probably a bunch of haters because I know there's like a cult following here, but it is what it is. And I just want to give my opinion on it because as soon as I saw this article, it's like, okay, now she's blaming other people. Because every other article was always, no, just buy the dip. No, it's fine, buy the dip. No, it's just buy the dip. And now she's starting to blame others. It's just, come on. I mean, at some point, you got to take a little personal responsibility and just say you just weren't quite prepared for it. So those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Leave those down below. Like I said, I'm probably get some hate from people, but that's what I think on this topic, and I just had to get it out there because this was a little just too much for me. So let me know your thoughts. Hit that like button or maybe the thumbs down. I'll be interested to see how many thumbs up versus thumbs down this video gets. But like I said, I'm open to hearing your thoughts here. And again, I know, Clay, you're just jealous. She's made a lot more, but she hasn't told anybody to get out yet. All she does is say buy. So yeah, maybe there's lots of unrealized gains, but until she tells people to actually start to take profits and sell, she technically hasn't really made anybody anything. So that's just something to keep in mind also before you leave that comment down below. But all in all, let me know your thoughts. Would love to hear from you. And like I said, if you did enjoy the video, if you want me to make more of these kind of real-time topic videos, hit that like button. Let me know in the comment section below. Check out the channel as a whole. Hopefully you like what you see enough to hit that subscribe button. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.